Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I'm your host Armando Venditti and want to welcome you back to another CD review that I'm going to do for you. It is this release right here, the latest release from Caligula's Horse called Charcoal Grace. This is the deluxe digipack version of the album. I don't know why it's being called the deluxe version because there are no bonus tracks on the release. But I'll show you the rest of the album art. And again, forgive my stubby fingers. Here you go. Here you have more artwork. You have the track listing, and you have the CD sitting securely in the plastic tray, which for me is what a digipack should be. I've always said that, and I will always continue to say that. Here is the back cover. Again, stunning artwork for this project. Just an amazing album cover, amazing artwork. Now, Caligula's Horse are a progressive metal band from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. They have been releasing albums since 2011. Their debut album, Moments from Ephemeral City, was released in 2011. And they've been releasing albums, I would say, around every couple of years ever since then. The last four releases have been released through Inside Out Sony Music. Now, just a bit of backtrack here. Charcoal Grace was released on, if I didn't mention it yet, was released on January 26th of 2024, again through Inside Out Music. It was produced by the band's guitarist Sam Vallon, who has produced all of the band's studio output. Upon release, this album has reached number 5 in the Australian charts, number 16 in the UK charts. I do not believe that any of their albums have charted in the US or in Canada, which I find quite surprising. Now, playing on the album, you have Jim Gray on lead vocals and lyrics, Sam Vallon on guitars, production, engineering, mixing, and arranging, Dale Prince, spelled Prinsse, on bass, more engineering, and photography, and Josh Griffin on drums. Now, this album is, quite simply put, fantastic. Clocks in at 61 minutes and 57 seconds. I do believe it's the longest album in terms of playing time that they've released. There are 9 tracks. There have been 3 singles already released from the album. Golem, which is the second track on the album, was the first single. The World Breathes With Me is the lead-off track, and it was the second single. And the current single released in January was The Storm Chaser, which is track 8 on the album. Now, in terms of their playing style, in terms of their type of music, again, Caligula's Horse is listed as a progressive rock, alternative rock band. And I would say that that does fit quite well. Their type of music is very aggressive, very much in your face, very immediate. A lot of heavy rhythm guitar. Sam Vallon, in terms of a guitarist, when he does his harmony guitar work, it's very thick, rich tone, uses a lot of harmonics when he does a solo. But for his rhythm guitar playing, there's a lot of precision in his playing, very direct, very much in your face, short, sharp guitar riffs, almost like a machine gun type of rhythm that comes at you. This album, for me, is quite simply put fantastic. Again, 9 tracks. The album starts off with the lead off track, The World Breathes With Me. And I should backtrack a little bit. The inspiration for this album was the fact that for the previous release, Rise Radiant in 2020, the band could not tour for the album due to the fact that the lockdown went into effect and the world basically came to a standstill. Okay. Not that the world is back to normal, whatever normal is right now, but there you go. So, according to Sam Vallon, they also, I watched an interview that Sam Vallon and Jim Gray did. According to both of them, Jim Gray and Sam Vallon, the it was pretty much a very much a depressing time for them. There was nothing to do, nowhere to go. Any inspiration that they had to tour for Rise Radiant had gone out the window. So they were basically left thinking, what the hell am I going to do? So out of that frustration and anger came the inspiration to eventually write the music and the lyrics for what would become Charcoal Grace. Fantastic. Again, The World Breathes With Me starts off very slow, a lot of keyboard passages in the beginning, soft synths, and then it goes into heavy rhythm guitar. Again, almost very precision, like almost percussive type of guitar. A lot of intricate time signature changes on the drums, just fantastic. And that heavy guitar, that precision type of guitar work, mixed with Jim Gray's almost ethereal, dreamlike, but also angst type of vocal delivery, mixes beautifully. It gels perfectly. Gollum is the next next track on the album. It was the first single released from the album, and I have in my notes very rhythmic, not not funk, okay, but I did find myself listening to the music and just bopping my head, just getting into it. Very heavy on the guitar, a lot of harmony guitar work on the choruses and guitar breaks. And Jim Gray said that he liked this track in that on the choruses he was able to uh, experiment with harsh vocals. Now, when I say harsh vocals, I do not mean harsh vocals a la Opeth, early Opeth. No, no, no. What I do mean is when he delivers the vocals on the end of the choruses, he does come back with a more harsh type of delivery. Okay. Track three is the title track, Charcoal Grace. This to me is the album's centerpiece. It is split up into four sections. So tracks 3 to 6 cover Charcoal Grace, clocking in at a mammoth 24 minutes and 9 seconds. The band have always done extended pieces of music, lengthier songs, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but never what would be considered a sidelong epic. It's split up into 4 parts. Pray, A World Without, Vigil, and Give Me Hell. Okay, I'll go through it with you. Now, the storyline for this track basically talks about a boy who for years has suffered abuse, either physical or emotional or mental abuse at the hands of his father. He and his mother have. And it goes through a storyline of the father abusing the family. And basically, it comes to a point where the father is dying and he contacts his son. His son has moved out and has moved on, but he contacts his son and he has said to his son, look, my time is running out. I want to make amends to you. I want to apologize for what I did to you and what I did to your mother. It wasn't right. And that's in part two, called A World Without. Now, part three is called Vigil. And Vigil starts with a beautiful acoustic section. And it's so beautiful in that you can hear Sam Vallin's fingers rubbing against the guitar strings on the acoustic guitar. Very emotional, very emotive piece of music. And it almost seems like the son is ready to forgive his father at the end of Vigil. But then it segues into Give Me Hell, where the son says to his father, you are not forgiven. You do not get a pass for all the years of abuse you gave me and my mother. You may think that you're forgiven. You may be forgiven in the eyes of God, whoever that may be, but I do not forgive you. I'm taking control of my hate. I am owning my hate, and I'm going to hold on to my hate until I see you again, whenever that is, or wherever that may be. Okay? It is heavy, aggressive, emotional, in your face, uh, draining, draining. You hear this song and you are wrung out. You feel like there's nothing more that there's left to give in this song because his vocal delivery, Jim Gray's vocal delivery, is so emotional and is so visceral and raw that you honestly think, what more can you do in terms of this song? So, and it ends on basically his son telling his father to go to hell, that he does not forgive him. After the gut-wrenching finale of Charcoal Grace comes the next track, Sails. And it's a Jim Gray said in the interview in the press kit that they did that because Charcoal Grace was so emotionally wrought and so gut-wrenching for them to do, they wanted to have a bit of a respite or a palate cleanser of a track for the next track on the album in terms of its sequencing. And you have that in Sales. It's very much an emotional track, a lot of acoustic guitars, a lot of keyboards, and it basically talks about a father talking to his son saying, we failed in one venture, in this venture that we're on together, but there are a lot of adventures left to go, and we need to find them. Okay. Just because we failed in this one area doesn't mean that we're going to fail throughout our lives. We need to go on. We need to forgive ourselves for what we could not accomplish here, and we need to move on and go forward. Beautiful song, just emotional, but again, it fits perfectly. It's a good counterbalance with what came before on the title track on the epic Charcoal Grace. After Sales is the track Storm Chaser, or The Storm Chaser, and it is the latest single from the album, the third release from the album. The inspiration for this track, I got to say too, Jim Gray's lyrics are very ambiguous. Okay. Um, there are a lot of layers to them. So, I mean, on the face of reading them, there's a lot more meaning to them than what's written on the page. There's a lot of layers, textures to the lyrical composition of all of his lyrics. And The Storm Chaser is no exception. Uh, one of the inspirations for this track, Jim Gray said, was his frustration at uh, people and the fear mongering during the pandemic about getting the vaccine, about not getting the vaccine, um, falsely saying what would happen if you did get the vaccine. He's not preaching to anyone to get the vaccine, and I am not either. Okay. I'm going to state that right now. Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has their own right to do what they're going to do. So I'm not going to say one way or another what you should do. But the song talks about how people were quickly ready to believe anything that anyone in government said, namely Donald Trump. Okay. Um, there's a video for this song. And in the video, it shows a couple going away on vacation and the guy basically pulling away from his girlfriend. And she's trying to reach him and it's not working. Okay. And there's a scene where he's always tempting fate. Okay. And basically, he's standing in his boat, standing up in his boat, in his rowboat, in the middle of a lake because they went on vacation to this cottage. And he basically tips over in the water and he drowns. So basically, he tempted fate once too often and he drowns. There's a scene where the girlfriend runs to the shore where he's already in the water and he comes out of the water and he's on the beach or on the shore there and he starts coughing up blood and his girlfriend's running to him and she's being pulled back by forces, right? She can't get to him. She sees him getting up with this blood all over his chin picking up something off the beach there and just walking back into the water. What she is watching is her boyfriend basically dying, and he's already dead, and his ghost gets up and walks back into the water. This video is chilling, okay, for me. It's very hard to watch, but you know what? It's a hell of a story, okay? The album ends with the ninth track called Mute. Again, clocking in at a mammoth 12 minutes even. Just amazing. Very brutal in its delivery with rhythm guitar, but fantastic harmony guitar on the guitar breaks and the choruses. Just amazing. And again, that's the end of the album. So you've got 9 tracks. The album was released again on January 26th. Please check it out. You can get it on Amazon, on Discogs, and on eBay. And depending where you are, probably your local record store. I will show you the album again. You know, fantastic album artwork. And to me, this cover represents the fact that there are a lot of different components that go into making up a human being. And once you think you've known someone, you always find out something different about them. And when you think you really know someone, in the end, you really don't. There's always something new to learn about everyone that we're with or anyone that's in our lives. So that's it for now, guys. Please check out Charcoal Grace from Caligula's Horse. If you know of the album, if you know of the group, please put in your comments down below, down there, your favorite I was going to say Charcoal Grace album, your favorite Caligula's Horse album. If it's Charcoal Grace, Bloom, In Contact, or Moments from Ephemeral City, please let me know what they are. There are no wrong answers, just opinions. That's it for now. I will be back soon with other videos. I'm going to be continuing my top 30 prog tracks series with Bill Schuster. He's working these days, so we have to find a time that we can get together. We are going to be doing parts 2 and 3 of that. We are going to be doing more episodes coming up. We are working on an idea for an episode dealing with obscure prog albums. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be giving each our top 5 obscure prog albums. Okay. We are also going to be doing a new music discovery, and we're flipping the script. Bill Schuster is going to be giving us his opinion on the Tea Party's major label debut, Splendor Solace. He's been listening to the album. He won't tell me anything about it. He just says, wait for the show. It's going to be a good one. So please stay tuned for that. Please click like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep yourselves on top of any new content they've got coming up. And I will be back soon with more videos. So please take care of yourselves and one another, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.